Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. My apologies already. If you feel or hear, I should say feel, if you could feel my dog, that'd be great. Also weird at the same time. If you could hear my dog in the background, we just had an Amazon package delivered, and all of a sudden he decided to be a dog today. So here's barking. He's barking like a crazy dog. Lots of great things going on. Had a new person hop into FLB Group Coaching, she just like, okay, let's just do it. Which I love that, to be honest. I love it. And I always talk about how my women move. My women know this is bigger than weight loss. My women know that we look at the whole person, and my women make moves when they know, like, this is what I need. I'm not going to waste any more fucking time. I've already wasted enough time. Let's go. So if you're interested in Fat Loss Basics, link is in the show notes, as well as application for one-on-one coaching if anybody is interested there either. That being said, I want to talk today about, I should have done that every time. I want to talk today about my big passion project. And it's not really a project. It's a direction that I'm moving. And I'm really trying to fill a gap here for teen girls. Originally I had it for like teen athletes, just because it was the experience that we had in our space for my own kids. And I thought, oh, well, this makes sense. I can do whatever. Now I'm just teen girls. All teen girls need what I'm filling this gap with, and that is strength training. And the reason I say this, all girls need this, is because there's so many reasons, but the confidence that comes from doing something like this at that age is wild. Imagine if you are listening and you've had your own journey. Maybe you've worked with me. I even got a message last night in my Telegram from a former client. I was like, man, I just feel so strong. Like, that is awesome. Okay. And that's what the goal is for our girls. We want them to feel strong. We want them to feel confident. And I'm just going to say this. We as moms, and even dads, if you're listening to this, we're not setting our kids up for success. And I call it, we are wrapping the same shit. What do they call that? Lipstick on a pig. And we're serving it to our kids, telling them that this is the new thing and this is okay. And I'm just done with it. I'm moving in this direction. It's not that I'm done coaching. It's not that I'm still interested in doing my Fat Loss Basics program. I'm still interested in helping women get strong and change their behaviors and patterns and mindset around food and nutrition and training and all this stuff. I'm still passionate about that, but I'm really passionate. I mean, I'm having the same kind of passion for this that when I started my business 5 years ago almost, that I found then. That's where I'm at right now with this, where it's just like, oh my gosh, this has to change. We have to do something about this. We have to make this better. So if you're like me and you grew up in the 80s and 90s, right? You probably know what life was like. In the commercials with Victoria's Secret Angels on 17 magazines, always on the bathroom scale, always trying to figure out how you're going to get in as least calories as possible. Maybe you were the Snackwell era, the low fat obsession, the thigh gap. And now we are literally saying the same shit, and it's just, like I said, lipstick on a pig. It's wrapped up differently, made to look so cute, and given to our kids. And we can either go down this path with them, because that's where we're headed right now. That is where the direction we are going. Okay. Oh my, I'm pretty sure my dog just broke through our barrier. Rollo, stop. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they have a bone. Oh my God. Weird. Okay. Anyway. We are at this crossroads where we either can go down this road, which is the direction that we are heading, right? If your teen daughter has fucking TikTok, I guarantee you they've seen skinny talk shit. Trash. It's all trash. It's all starve yourself. It's all intermittent fasting. It's all be as small and skinny and skinny and skinny. And I don't know if you know what the name of the podcast is, but it's literally Don't Call Me Skinny. So skinny talk for me is the literal complete opposite of the mission that I am on. I'm not on this mission to be fucking small. Okay. So, and this is, I'm speaking to the mom out there who literally, had feet warmers that did Jane Fonda tapes in their living room and they're dancing and they're like, yeah, right. And we are no better. We are no better. If you still in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s have a weight problem, have a food relationship problem, you are passing this down to your child. Your child more than likely is no better off unless you have had them do this work with somebody. Because I'm sorry, but they are looking, they are watching, they are picking up your shit ass habits, just like my kids would have. This was the big key for me of getting healthier. This was the big key. I wanted to always be the ready mom. I wanted to be the mom that was not looked at weird when she walked in the room. I wanted to be the mom that my kids weren't embarrassed to be around. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Kids are kids. Kids notice. Kids have no filters. And if you're not a healthy mom, and I'm not talking about like you're overweight or anything, but I'm talking like kids notice shit. They notice shit. Kids constantly told and talked to my kids about the way I looked, not when I was heavier, but when I was smaller. Wow, your mom's really strong. Wow, your mom has muscles. Wow, your kids pay attention. They pay the fuck attention and they are watching. And don't think for 1 second that they're not talking about you to your child. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. Kids do it. Kids do this. They compare, they watch, they look, they talk, they do all the things. Okay. I wanted to be the mom that wasn't embarrassed and didn't embarrass her kids. I wanted to be the mom that I could pick up my 160-pound kid if I had to and carry him. Okay. He's 6'2". I wanted to be that mom. I am that mom. I did that for them. I changed myself because I needed to be the best mom that I could fucking be. And even this last couple of weeks, like I had kind of mentioned with Jaden and all the weird shit that was going on with her, I had my little moment and then I literally snapped back into it and I said, look, worst case scenario is you better have your fucking shit together because she's going to need you. She is going to need you at your motherfucking best. And you want to know what? If you are not healthy, I'm just going to say it. You're not at your best. You're not. And I know this might sound harsh and I know it might sound mean, but y'all, I'm really passionate about the next generation being fucking better than we are. Every day I look at everybody who's on all these weight loss shots. And again, I'm not an anti-weight loss shot. I am anti-weight loss shot not doing the fucking work on the back end. I am anti-weight loss surgery and not doing the work on the fucking back end. Period. That's where I am. It's not about the tool that helps you get there. If we're using them as a tool, but these things are not the fix. They are not the fixer. And your kids are just watching you fucking give yourself a shot or get weight loss surgery. And you're not changing anything. And you still have the same shit ass relationship with yourself, with the food, and they're watching. This is the reality of where we're at with our girls today. And it's not that boys don't have problems. Trust me, my 12-year-old boy definitely has some body image issues because he thinks he's supposed to have a six pack like his, national gymnast friend. Like you're not a national gymnast. You don't train like he trains. You don't move like he moves. You don't have his genetics. Like you're not supposed to have that. You're getting ready to go through puberty. It's normal for boys to put on more fat during that time. That's so normal. Like if I felt like you were unhealthy, I'm going to tell you, I think you're unhealthy and we need to change some of the eating habits that you have. And we would talk about it. I told him that. I'm not going to ignore shit, but also I'm going to come from it from a very compassionate, empathetic way. Okay. So the reality is we just weren't taught, right? Our parents weren't taught. We weren't taught. Now my dogs are running up and down the hallway. They didn't know to teach us. But you guys, I'm sorry. I love you all so much. And yes, I know there's an inundated amount of information coming at you, but there's at least information coming at you. There is the internet. There are coaches like me. There are podcasts like mine that try their very best to fuck this whole industry up with half the shit out there is not real. It's not appropriate. It doesn't make sense. And you guys just keep buying the fuck into it. Oh, that must be the answer. I just gotta go get my shot. Okay, that's fine. Get your shot. But like, what else are you doing? If you're getting a shot and you're not even paying attention to strength training, you're going to be fucked. If you're getting a shot, you're getting a weight loss shot, and you're not fucking doing the food relationship on the back end, you're going to be fucked. If you get weight loss surgery and you don't do the shit on the back end, you're going to be fucked. And I know that for a fact because let me just tell you how many weight loss surgery clients I've had. Let me tell you, minimum is 6. 6 clients of mine have all had weight loss surgery and they have all gained the weight back, then some, then yo-yo down, then gain it back, then yo-yo down, then gain it back. Then they didn't fix shit. It's so great they lost fucking weight. So great they had the surgery. But now they can't afford a coach because they spent all their money on something and didn't do the work on the back end. And this is the reality. Nobody knew. We didn't know better. But you guys, you know better. And if you listen to this podcast fucking every day, and I know you're listening, I am getting 200 plus downloads every week. People are listening to this. You're listening. You're hearing what's happening. I'm getting 50 plus downloads every episode, almost a week. Y'all are listening and still not moving. You're still not doing it. So you know better. The action part is so hard. The doing it is so hard. I'm not discrediting that, but you do know better. We didn't know better, right? We had no guidance. As a female, we did not go in the strength training room for swim. We did not do that. We did not go in the strength training room for softball. I was a high school athlete. We did not do either of those things. There was nothing for us. It was all about how small can you be? How small can you be? Doesn't matter how strong you can be. How small can you be? Because skinny is in. Skinny, skinny, skinny. Right? Everything around nutrition was fear-based, and it still is. If you listen to all the bullshit online. Right? Don't eat carbs. Eat low fat. Don't have this. Can't have that. Still that way today. Still that way. Right? No conversation about hormones. How many of you are out there at 42 years old that don't even know that you have 4 parts of your cycle? How many of you out there? How many of you know what all 4 parts of your cycle are and know exactly what your body does in them? What your body is doing during those cycles, those 4 different parts of your cycle? I didn't fucking know. And shit, I didn't even fucking know until honestly I started taking classes and educating myself in the nutrition space, where it was more than just, here's your macros, here's your training program. Because I was that coach. That was me. Can't lie. Now, I knew that like fats are important and these and that, all the stuff. And a lot of women have fucked up hormones because we've been on restrictive diets and we've low fat, fat-free, sugar-free. So we've had all these problems. Nobody knows about anything. No, the majority of women have no fucking idea about their hormones, right? They have no fucking idea. Nobody's ever taught about lifting. Most women I know have no idea how to lift. That's why you're so afraid to go do it. Most women don't understand what protein is and why it's important, how important it actually is. Right? So that left the majority of us in our generation, who's 30, 40, 50 right now, ashamed, guilty. We have disordered eating habits. We have fears of food. We have fear of the gym. We're so scared. So I saw this post today. Like, I'm so scared to go in. Just fucking go in scared. Just do it. We can live in duality. You can do things that are hard and scary and still go do them. We can do it. We are capable. Okay. And now we are dealing with the same shit, lipstick on a pig, wrapped in a different blanket or a different whatever, different font. You know, signature font versus fucking Times New Roman or whatever the fuck is popular now. I don't even know. Right? From all of these healthy apps, you got to eat this way, to Skinny Talk. Right? So our daughters, even our boys, they're being sold the same shit, just wrapped in pretty fucking paper. That's it. Okay? And the messages are all over the place. This isn't necessarily just in social media. Not just in social media. Okay? What they're not seeing though is you as a mom taking action and making yourself healthy. I'm going to say that again. What they're not seeing is you as their mom taking the step to get healthy, taking action to get healthy. They don't see that because you're not doing it. So why would they? Why would they do it? Right? We don't see mom nourishing herself. We don't see mom paying attention to her food. And it's not about being obsessive. It's about understanding. It's about education. We don't see mom being confident. We see mom hiding, pulling down, not wanting to do things. We see mom hiding in the corner, being the floater face in all the photos. That's what we see mom. And we see mom lack of self-respect. That was also me. No confidence, no self-respect, no nothing. That's why I had a marriage for however many years, and I just let him walk all over me. And in fact, every relationship, again, that I've had prior to this current husband, I say current as if like we're getting divorced or something. We're not. But every relationship prior to my husband right now, I was always cheated on. I let people walk all over me. I let people use and abuse me. Like it didn't matter because I had no fucking self-respect. None. So we have to raise the girls. We have to change this. We have to let them know that their power isn't about being small. It's not about shrinking. It's not about being less. It's about being more. It's about being more capable, more confident, more strong, more resilient. Right? This is more than just physical. This is so much more. I said at the very beginning that what a girl is going to get out of strength training and changing her life right now and getting into the gym and understanding why this is so important isn't just about having a hot ass body. And I know that sounds weird talking about teenage girls, but that is where their brains are. Tell me that was not where you were at 16 years old. That's why you were not eating. That's why you were doing hours of cardio. To be the very smallest hot ass version of yourself. So I say that because that is the standard. That is what we want. That is what we want. Okay. It's all about building mental fortitude. We are learning what our bodies are capable of actually doing, which is so much more than being small. So much more. And honestly, this builds emotional stamina. This builds emotional grounding. This builds self-confidence. It builds trust. So important. Okay? We do more than just pick things up and put things down and pick things up and put things down. This builds capacity for girls to hold more than what they thought they ever could because they realize how much stronger they actually are. Right? So in the gym, we're not just building big muscles. Right? I told you about this client who sent me that message. I feel so strong. That isn't about her muscles. She didn't say, man, my biceps are popping or my quads are jingle jangling everywhere. Oh my God, I love it. I can't like even get my pants on because they're so big. She said, I feel strong. So we're not building just big muscles, right? We're building identity. We're building autonomy and we're building generational health. We are building generational health. What I really wished and what I'm trying to provide is a space that I wish I had when I was 13, when I was 16, when I was 18, even shit when I was 20, 21 years old. Because I feel like if I knew then what I know now, my path as an adult would be very different. Now, it's not that I'm like, oh, I want to change my whole life. I don't know what that would have looked like. I love my kids. I love my family right now. I love our home. I love my husband. I love all those things. But I think about from age, almost from remembrance, 6, 7 years old to 31 of struggling, of constant struggling, of constant battling with myself, of constant uncomfortability, not in a good way, not in like, oh, this is going to make me grow, but in a, I want to crawl in a hole and die because I'm so uncomfortable in my set, like with myself and my skin, who I am. Terrible. Crawl in a hole and die. This is what it's about. We are building something bigger. My mission is bigger than shrinking. And even now, again, post 30 pounds, working on getting it off, all the things, right? I am so much more aware of what my body is capable of doing. I didn't realize, I knew I was strong. And I knew I was strong because, I'm going to be super honest, I had just a standard swimmer's build with a lot of fat. I had a lot of fat on my body, technically. I'm going to call it what it is. I'm not going to say I was fat, but I had a high body fat percentage. So I just looked very bulky. And again, we think that we're going to get bulky by going into the gym. It's like, okay, when you're, 15 years old and you weigh almost, 180 pounds, how much bulkier do you think you're going to get, honey? Again, what I didn't know, okay, because again, we were not educated. We were not taught. We were not told. We were not helped. We were not nothing. And we didn't know, but we know better now, right? That's the goal. Anyways, even now, as I'm still on this journey, because it's a forever journey, never ending, I feel like the scale spikes don't bother me as much. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I'm not always excited about it, but also understanding but I know what I can do in a gym, and I know how capable I would be right now if I had to be. If mom duty called and I had to go, I could fucking go. I could do it. The other day my kids swam. I said this the other on Monday's podcast, but the other day my kids swam at Eastern Michigan University, and we parked about maybe half a mile away, and I carried my backpack full of shit, a cooler full of shit, and a chair and a water bottle. It was like a half a gallon. It was pretty heavy. But anyways, up at the hill into what we call a natatorium or a natatorium. I don't know. Natatorium. Anyways, it's like where the pool is housed. That's an actual thing, like an auditorium, but it's called the natatorium. And I wasn't out of breath. Nothing hurt. My knees were fine. I wasn't, I didn't have to stop on the way there. Sorry, that was excessive in the microphone. I didn't have to stop, catch my breath. And I'll tell you right now, I could not do that at 250 pounds. Because basically all the weight that I was carrying wasn't even equivalent to 80 pounds additionally that I would have had at 250 pounds. And then I would have been 250 pounds carrying all that extra stuff. Where I couldn't run around with my kids, where I wouldn't have been able to do something like that. And if mom duty called, do I really give a shit about that fucking spike on the scale for a couple days or a couple years even? It's like a blip on the radar. It's like, do I care that much? Does it matter to me that much? I don't know. Because I know what my body is capable of doing. I know what I would have to do if it came down to it. If I had to answer the call. And the goal here, ladies, is to help our daughters get to that place. Somebody once in our old gym, before we moved some swim clubs, I was there with Jaden once, and he made a comment about her being skinny. I was just like, please don't talk to her. Don't talk about her like that. Like, you can say she's small, it's fine, but we're not using that word. And I don't want to say it ignites me, but it ignites me. It really ignites me. Why? Because it's just so unnecessary. And that's just, it's not something to be proud of. Like, it's not about, like, some people are just naturally leaner than other people. And that's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about women who purposefully shrink themselves to be less. That's not something to be proud of. We need to be doing better. We need to do better for us and for our kids. And even with my boys, I don't want them to understand or see their wife acting in this manner. I don't want them to have daughters and their daughters act in this manner. That is why educating boys is just as important as educating girls. Boys have, again, similar issues, comparison problems with boys just as much as girls do. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But we have to do better. Okay? That's why I'm passionate about this. If you're local to me, I am doing the Summer Strength Squad. I'm going out of 2 different locations. The goal is to fill these with teen girls who are ready to become more, who want to get confident, who know that skinny is out. Maybe they're uncomfortable in their body and they don't know what their body's capable of. Maybe they're looking to gain some confidence. Okay. So this is for all girls 12 to 18 years old. If you're local to me, it's 2 days a week for 6 weeks. This is the goal. This is the plan. This is the mission. And as passionate as I was in the very beginning of my business to help women end the yo-yo fad diets and get healthy, this is right there. And it's not that I'm not passionate about that anymore, but it's about how do I, I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. How do I prevent your daughters from being my clients? That's the question. How do I prevent your daughters from being my clients? And this is how. This is the first step, is to get them in there. And if you're not local to me, find somebody. I know coaches all around the country. If you need help finding somebody, let me know. Reach out. Shoot me a DM. Hey, I'm really interested in this. How do we get there? Do you know a coach in this space? Let me go find out. That's how important this is to me. We need to plug the bucket here, ladies, moms, grandmothers, aunts. We're all responsible for this shit. Because I don't know how many times I have to hear it wasn't just mom, but it was grandma. It was auntie. It was whoever else. It was my cousin. It was this person. It's bigger than just the moms. So if you don't have kids, but you have nieces and nephews, you are responsible still. And while none of this is our fault, it is our responsibility. You know better. It's time to do better. On that note, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. I know it's a little hard, heavy hitting emotionally maybe, and even just a little bit more blunt on my end, but I'm just so passionate. I'm so fucking passionate about this. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you're interested in the local stuff, just reach out to me. If you're interested in fat loss basics, guys, plug the fucking bucket. Plug the bucket. Get the help that you need so you can help your kid better. Okay. So if you're not local to me, that would be your move, is fat loss basics. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your hump day, because every day is a great day for a hump, and I'll catch you on the next episode.